Alright guys, here we are. We have Terrorgheists number 1 and up the rear of Terrorgeist number 2. Let's bring the head around here. Alright. Looking pretty sweet. Alright, so you can see these two guys, side by side, are of course flocked differently. That's because I used to have my army in two different colors, and I spent a lot of time recently not doing videos and redoing my army in this new theme. I'm doing all of them now in this muddy snow terrain color. So, but I have two Terrorgheists I want to show you. This guy doesn't get to come out a lot. This is the Strigoi King on the Terrorgeist. He looks pretty boss. Now, this particular Terrorgeist isn't really finished. That's the word I want to use. But he is table ready, we'll put it that way. But some of the colors I used here, as far as the Strigoi King goes, I used Talon Flesh. See if I can get that out right this time. And then I highlighted him with Elf Flesh. He's even like got little scars on his thighs and stuff. And then I just washed him with the dab black. Got to get all these cool little muscles and stuff like that. He works out, yeah. Okay. And his little talons here. So let's go white. His face has got to get fixed. He's got a bunch of scars in his belly. All that good stuff. But you'll never really see that since when you look at a Terrorgeist, you're never going to get up that close. But and you definitely don't want the Terrorgeist near your units if you're having to play against one. So for the most part, everything was done in bleached bone to start with, as far as bone stuff, and then they went back over with Skull White, and I have not washed this model yet, so bear with me. You can see here I've got to clean up some spots. You want to go back over? Yeah, see here. But the wings are done in scab red. Everything was prime black on this model, and I really like the way it's turned out, so I won't be washing the wings any because it looks really, really good. There's his mouth. Those scab red. It's got some skulls underneath. So I got to touch up on. So that's Terrorgeist number 1. I really like the flocking on this model more than anything else. It's gross. Oh, and all this brown here was done in bistro brown. Something else I've got to touch up right there. The bone. Anyways, going on number 2. This guy I've put a little bit more time into, and I made him look rather rough. And I followed the scheme as you would see on the box for the Terrorgeist, and it was all done in this Codex gray back over the wings. Okay. Also, there's supposed to be like a stone here, I think. If it is, then it is, because I completely forgot about it or I missed it. I'm not sure if there is, but when I put it together, I was like, this looks right, and it felt right, and then I was just kind of like, then I looked at the picture and I was like, is there supposed to be a stone there? If there was, I missed it. Anyways, so you see all the nice little ripples of flesh and the torn. He's got his little trophies. Look like human head trophies. So this is Terrorgeist number 2. Its flocking is a bit different, as you can see. This is the very first one that I did. Put some little random stones here and here. The basing was done, the border was done in scorched brown. Sand on the bottom, highlighted with graveyard earth. The stones are redone in a Codex gray, simply highlighted and washed down just a tad bit. The snow went on first, and I didn't like the way it looked, so I covered it back up. And if you ever want to remove this flock and stuff like that, you just have to re-wet it and let it set. Or get a really, really damp, well, depending on the glue you choose. If you use super glue, it's not coming back out. But I use Elmer's glue when basing, so if I do mess up, I can go back over it. So one thing you have to do if you use Elmer's glue is to take a wet cloth and just put it back over this here and let it soak for a long period of time. Make sure it's really heavy in water. Now you don't want to make a mess, but you do want to make it, firm, that you're trying to get that Elmer's glue to break up. Okay? And then it should just wipe off. So, this is Terrorgeist number 2. All was done in bleached bone. His skin was also done in Codex gray. You can see it's just simply highlighted. Okay? So if you guys have any questions, you can free to ask. I'm basically just done with these videos. Here's what the two of them look side like each other. I was taking these guys to a tournament, and there's a third one that I have that you don't see right now. And I was bringing all three of them. That's when, before the new book came out with, before the new rules came out, the new book, and I could field 3 Terrorgheists and 2,500 points. Put one on the lord. Put a lord on top of him, and he was pretty gross. So there's a third one that's around, and he's not fully painted yet. So I didn't ever get to go to that tournament, so I just stopped working on him and went to something else. All right, so 2 Terrorgheists. Get those knocked out, and I'll bring you guys some battle reports soon. You guys have a good day.